sunlight is necessary, but along with that, we may need supplements also. So do not miss meeting your doctor. Thanks so much for sharing, Dimple. Okay, so good. Now I wanted to, so today we have a few things in the agenda. I wanted to share something with you. How many of you have heard of Ftba, the technique that is used in law of attraction? Anybody? Ftba? Shweta, you have? Okay. All right. Anybody who hasn't heard of Ftba? Because I'm okay. Shweta, okay. Kavita, all right. Okay. So, I'm just going to cover, okay, Dimple is saying, okay, no problem. That is what I wanted to cover today. And it is coming, a lot of different things have come together for me to speak about this today. So last week I was out on vacation with my family, and it included a lot of family time, walking, exercising. My son sings great music, so he's back and we were enjoying his music, a lot of that. And along with that, I got some time to read a book also. Can you all see my book? Can you see this book? It's called Evolve Your Brain. Now, for anybody, now what it does is basically, this book was written by a chiropractor. His name is Joe Dispenza, and he suffered a fatal accident, and he healed himself without going through conventional procedure of surgery. Every doctor that he knew advised him, recommended him to go for surgery, and they said, if you do not go under surgery, under the knife in the next 4 days, you will not be able to recover after this ever again. And he decided that he is not going to go through that conventional method of surgery. He will use the power of his mind to heal himself. Now, what he does is, in this book, he delves into the working of the brain, the different chambers of the brain, neurology, which is the work of the different neurons and how they pass signal and the stimuli from one part of the brain to the rest of the body, and then take signal from the body to the brain. It talks about neurology, it talks about neuropsychology, it talks about neuroplasticity, and then it talks about how you can use the power of your brain to alter, to somewhat influence the DNA patterns in your body, the neurology that is defining the function of your body, and the DNA, which is the genetic coding in us. How we look, how we behave, our attitude, behavior, everything is coded inside the DNA. So he goes into saying that how our brain patterns, the signals of the neurons, go into influencing the DNA patterns, and hence can change the way our body behaves. So and he used that to heal himself. Okay, so everybody. So once you've done with Atomic Habits, I would recommend that you definitely go through Atomic Habits. There is no two ways about it. Ikigai and Atomic Habits are a must. And for people who have gone through Atomic Habits, they are practicing it, and you have gone to the next level. For those people, I would recommend this book, Evolve Your Brain. Now, this is also, yes, I didn't go through surgery, but I didn't use the but I didn't use the advanced mechanisms that this person is saying. Maybe in the subconscious mind, I'm already using that, but I didn't go through all the mechanism that this person said. Now he also says that there are people who have terminal illnesses like cancer, and they have been able to recover themselves out of that, heal themselves out of cancer. And he goes deep into brain. He has written this, many of you may find this very, very sciencey book, but he has written this science in a very understandable manner. Now, here's the thing, take this with a pinch of salt, because I come from a science background. I had bioscience in my 11th and 12th. So it was not very difficult for me to follow. The first few chapters are about, the neurons, the brain structure of the brain and all of that. But I feel, you can give it a try. It is written in a very readable format. You do not need to understand all of the brains and neurons. Just get an idea of what he is saying so that you can understand the rest of the book. Okay, so this is the book by Joe Dispenza, Evolve Your Brain, for people who have completed their atomic habits. They have kind of, they have mixed it in water and drank it all. Their book has become like a, my mom used to say in Bengali that it has become like a luchi, something that has been overused so much that the pages are all coming out. If you have used the atomic habits to that level, then the next level for you would be Evolve Your Brain. It's a pretty thick book. You can go for that. Now, from here, long back, I had learned this from a gentleman called Mitesh Khatri. You all know Mitesh Khatri, right? You've gone through his visioning exercise, where he taught us in the law of attraction, he taught us this mechanism called Ftba. Now, when I went through this book, I started seeing the connection with Ftba. What he basically says, through all the science and everything, many people, when they talk about law of attraction, they only talk about, they don't give you the science behind it. This book also has a foreword by a person called Amit Goswami. He is a quantum physicist. He deals with electrons and atoms and charges and so on and so forth. And he has given a foreword in this. So what they are basically saying is there is a science behind this. But when we talk about law of attraction, it really doesn't go into the bioscience part of it and the neurology science of it. Okay. Now, what Ftba is a mechanism, is a technique with which the people who practice law of attraction, they say that you will be able to attract the outcome that you want. Okay, so say for example, I want to attract an outcome of, like Dimple said, that I have uterine fibroids. I've kept that under check. I didn't need to go for surgery, and I have to continue to do things so that I don't have to go to surgery, right? Similarly, I have diabetes, I have hypothyroidism, so I have to take certain measures so that they do not go out of proportion. Now, one is the health part of it, the food that I eat, the exercises that I do. What Ftba says is I'll come to Ftba also. Law of attraction says that it's not just health. Any outcome that we want, we will be able to attract that outcome by following this technique. And what is Ftba? You have your notebooks, right? Maybe you can make, 4 sections of it. So we'll start with Ftba. So he says 4 things. The number 1 is feeling. Number 2 are our thoughts. Number 3 are our beliefs. And number 4 is the action. Okay. Now I'll connect what this person says. He says that there is to the Ftba, what Joe Dispenza says. Joe Dispenza says that our brain is only the hardware. You've seen a computer, right? All of us are sitting in front of a laptop, or we are sitting with a mobile. So there is a hardware under it, which make the computer function. That hardware is the brain. But brain does not have any meaning by itself, because brain cannot manifest. So for manifestation, we have the mind. So brain influences our mind and mind influences our brain. And what is mind? Mind is something which has the experience, memories, cognitive abilities, how we speak, how we behave, what we are seeing, what we are perceiving. All of this is captured by the mind. And these experiences and how we respond are all captured by the mind. And then it influences the working of the brain. Okay. Bringing it to law of attraction, when they talk about FTBA, and what does brain do? See, every single second that we are sitting here and talking is a voluntary action that I'm doing, right? I have prepared that I have to talk about FTBA today. I had that intent in mind that I'm going to share FTBA and evolve the brain today. But while I'm speaking with you, my heart is beating, but I'm not telling it to beat right now. I didn't even have that in my mind. I'll ask my heart to beat. Anybody told your digestive system, acha, aaj khana nahi, we will not digest our food? Anybody did that today? Please do not digest my food today. Maybe you'll say that, but will it work? No, right? But your digestive system is working. All the other systems, your kidney is flushing out the water, taking out the impurities and flushing out the toxins from the blood. That is happening without any specific instruction from us. And all of those are happening at a subconscious level, which we are not conscious about. So mind has two parts. One is the conscious part of the mind, where I am talking, I'm right here in the awareness of myself. Now, let me tell you, all of you, I'm also a learner. Okay, I'm not an expert in this. I'm only trying to explain what I learned. So please give me that that benefit of saying something wrong. Now, consciousness is what I'm seeing, hearing, feeling, and there is a lot of things which is working in the subconscious that I cannot see, I cannot feel, I cannot instruct. That is happening in the subconscious. So all of these systems that are working in the subconscious are associated with a different part of the nervous system. Okay, that is where the science is. That is the background of the science. And what it goes to say is that if we start reformatting our mind, reorienting our mind, change our mindset, we can change some of the patterns. If we change our mindset, it will change our behaviors, and we change our behavior, it starts impacting some of the internal workings of our body, and to a level where it can start influencing our DNA also. The example he gives is, this long years of evolution that has happened. Once there was ice age, right? And from there, today we have come to this level. And through that, the species, the different animals have, let me know if I'm going too fast, okay? We have evolved to human beings, Homo sapiens. So our DNA pattern has changed. And why did that change? We perceived the environment. So think about this, okay? We perceived the environment. When we started perceiving the environment, we changed our action to adapt to that environment. When we started adapting to that environment, it made a change in our DNA pattern, which went into changing the way the rest of the body mechanisms work. So what he goes to say, that when we alter our mind, start adapting, learning newer bit of information, changing our actions, it starts changing the DNA pattern. It starts influencing the DNA pattern. It takes many, many years to change the DNA pattern, but it starts influencing the DNA pattern. Is this making sense to all of you? Because that will lead me to explain the FTBA with you. Is it making sense, or is it just too much? Fine. So far, are we good? Yeah. Now, so that is where, now this was the science of it, which I got to, learn from this, because I used to say, how do we change the mindset? We keep saying have positive emotions, have positive mindset. I can think positive all day long, but how is that going to change my health? I never could get that. But reading this book, I could connect the dots, the science with the emotional part of this. Now, now we are going to talk about 4 things. Okay, so how does the mind work? What are the 4 things which will help us alter our mind, which will go into influencing our health and the different outcomes in our life? Okay, so the number 1 thing it talks about is feelings. So when we feel something, so for people who feel positive all the time, so, we all have positive and negative experiences. Yes, no, right? Correct? Now, there are people who have trained themselves in such a way. For example, the monks and the saints, they have trained themselves in such a way that they only uh, they cut out the negative experiences and they only focus on the positive experiences which have love and love, gratitude, giving to people. So the feelings part of it, fill it with positive feelings, love, gratitude, everything positive. That is your feeling, what you feel inside, and continue to have more and more experiences of that, things that make you happy. And hence the act of writing gratitude 10 times a day, act of saying the affirmations 10 times a day, all of this gives you that positive feeling. Having a vision board in front of you which portrays a great positive vision, it gives you a great feeling. And try to experience that feeling through visualization to an extent, like you visualize it so intently that it kind of becomes a reality. Some of the researchers have shown, again, he has cited that in the book, that few people, there were two sets of groups. One set of group practiced piano, the keyboard, with their hands and fingers, okay, physically. And then another set of people, they did not practice physically. They were told the strings and they had to practice it in their mind. So one group practiced physically and another group practiced it in their mind. When they took the brain patterns, they saw in both the groups, and for people who did it with full focus, full attention, this mind practice, they saw that the neuron patterns were developed equally in both the groups. So our mind has that ability to be able to manifest a reality even without going through the physical experience of it. And hence, when we talk about visualization, visualize it with such high intensity. For example, I'll take my case. I visualize with high intensity that, my reproductive system is fine. And we visualize only the positive, not the negative. So I will not say I do not have uterine fibroids. I say my body is perfect. I have perfect health and I do the right things to my body. So it should always be positive affirmations with the visualization so intent that it should have a lot of feelings, positive feelings, strong feelings inside of it. So that is that is your first mechanism, which is feeling. All of you got feeling? Yeah, how you can attract positive, outcomes for yourself. They call it law of attraction, but behind that is the science. If you want to learn, it's in this book, the Evolve Your Brain. Next one is thoughts. Now, this one is very important. The kind of thoughts we have will also define our attitude, will also define our feelings, and will also define our actions. Okay, now let me explain this to you the way I understand it. Okay, so some people have this thought, right? And you will see some people will cannot trust others. Have you ever come across someone who cannot trust others? For example, there will be people who, I don't know how to give that example. They always think that there are people who are always out there to get their money, get them, they're always there to do wrong to them. Have you come across anybody like that? Yeah, we all have, right? Sometimes we also have that, the moment we see someone, oh my God, is that person here to rob me of something? Is that person trying to get something out of me, get some benefit out of me, right? So there is a feeling of mistrust, right? So now, whenever we have mistrust in our mind, our body is capable. Whenever we have a certain thought or a feeling in our mind, our body is capable of generating generating an equivalent chemical corresponding to that feeling to generate a different kind of a sensation in our body. So let me say, so this is the thought. This is your brain. Okay. So you have some thought. This thought has the ability to generate a chemical reaction in your body that will generate a specific kind of a reaction in a certain chemical in your body that can generate a specific kind of a reaction in your body. I'll give you another example. The moment you see somebody who is out there to get me, what kind of a feeling do you have? You know, your body will suddenly start tightening up and, oh my God, what will this person do? And, you know, you will have different kind of response in your body. Any of you went through love affair during their school and college times? It's okay, yeah, we can talk here. It's okay. Yeah. So you remember when, you know, you got to hear from your boyfriend, or first time you heard from your husband, or your marriage was getting arranged, you recall the kind of feeling that was there in yourself. I recall, you know, mine was a pakka arranged marriage, but when my parents said, this is the boy for you, I'm like, oh my God, you know, there will be different kind of feeling in our body also. So the thoughts that we have has the ability to generate a reaction in our body. You get the connection? The thoughts we have can generate the reaction in our body. So it is, if our thoughts are good, if our thoughts are positive, then it will generate the positive reaction in our body. And hence, cultivate thoughts which are expansive, which will expand you, which will grow you, which will make you a better human being. And hence it is very important, you know, maybe you can start taking this. Okay, I'll come to that later after we have finished this. Okay, so this is thoughts. What kind of thoughts do we have in our mind? And when we have the thoughts, just understand what kind of a feeling it is giving rise in our body as well. So be very, very careful about the thoughts that you allow your mind to have. Now, a human mind is very, very capable of cutting out anything that we don't want to think about. Okay, say for example, yeah, today is a day where we had 2 Hall of Fame members, right? And today is also a day where I lost some money somewhere. I'm just giving you a vague example. I can allow myself, I can choose, because of human intelligence of the mind, I can choose to either put my thoughts on my 2 Hall of Fame members or think about the money I lost. Arey, money to lost to gone, yaar. It will not come back only, right? Correct, no? I can choose. Because my mind gives me that intelligence. Which one do you think should I choose if I want to attract positive outcome in my life? The money that is gone, money can be earned again. Or my 2 Hall of Fame members who gave me a great pride moment today. You get the difference. Absolutely. You get the difference, right? So it is up to us what kind of thoughts we filter out. And some of the people that you see, you know, every human being will have both kind of thoughts. Like we have both kinds of feelings. We have both kind of thoughts. Some thoughts which are that limit us, and thoughts that free us, both of them. And it is up to us which kind of thoughts we will like to encourage ourselves to think. Now, it has also been shown, again, back to science again. It has also been shown that people who can constantly focus on the right kind of thoughts have been able to consistently take out the wrong thoughts, eliminate the negative thoughts, limiting beliefs, limiting thoughts out of their mind altogether. They have so much control over what they think. Their neuron patterns also change in their mind, in their brain. So the thoughts that we have will also change the neuron signals, the neuron synapses, and the signals that it sends to our body. Is this part clear? Thoughts clear? What is meant by thoughts? Yeah. Okay. So now recollecting quickly, if we need positive outcome, whether it is in our health or in any other, sphere of life, maybe relationship, maybe career, maybe money, feelings, positive feelings and positive thoughts have to be cultivated every day. And that is why meditation is needed. That is when we cultivate this feeling. It doesn't happen automatically. Feelings, thoughts, beliefs. What kind of beliefs do we have what kind of beliefs do we have about ourselves? This is not possible. That is a belief. Those kind of people are like that only. That is a belief. Belief is that if I go to my friend's place, I will have to have unhealthy food. Diwali means unhealthy food. That is a belief. And again, your beliefs, what belief you have is how your actions will be oriented as well. So unless you break the limiting beliefs, your actions will not change. Correct? You get what I'm saying, right? So beliefs, another belief is that, I don't have this self-belief. She may be very good and that is why she is so successful. I'm not in her category. Bullshit. Every person, this hardware, inside the brain hardware is same for everyone. We all have the same number. We are all born with the same number of neurons. How much we keep it active will encourage more neuron formation. But this brain is same for everyone. Okay. So if we have those kind of beliefs, I don't look good, I don't have this in me, I'm a lazy person. Okay, yeah, let me talk about this. I'm a lazy person, that is why I don't exercise. I'm a foodie, that's why I always eat this food. I have not seen any person who will tell me I'm not a foodie. Everybody, 100% of the people in this world are born foodie only, because that is how the culture is. I have not come across anyone who tells me, Ruma, I don't like food, unless they are terminal patients in the hospital, jinka na sab taste chala gaya hai. Other than that, nobody will tell you. So these are limiting beliefs, what you believe about yourself. So so if you have to change the belief, it also comes from your identity, right? So the beliefs that we change will also change our behavior. Are we clear about the beliefs? Encourage positive beliefs, which will help you overcome and give away the limiting beliefs. And then comes the action. Now that we have the feelings, the right feelings, we have the right thoughts, and we have the right beliefs, now is the time to take the right kind of action. And what are the right kind of action? You do your meditation, you read your affirmations, you do your visualization, you eat the right kind of food, you do the right exercises, you practice mindfulness. When you do all of this, then automatically whatever you wish in life is going to come to you. And you will be enjoying this journey as well. And you will also see, when you have all of this in place, your feelings, your thoughts, your beliefs, and your action in place, the Ftba, this is called the Ftba. When you have all of this in place, you will also be congruent in your thoughts, words, and action, what you think, what you say, and the actions that you do. And that will take away so much of inner conflict from your life, that automatically positive energy will start flowing inside of you. Is this making sense? Yeah. Now, one activity that I have started doing after I started doing this is, and I'm yet to finish the book. I read this many years back, about 8 years back. I had finished this book. I'm revisiting this book again, the next edition of it. So start, you could keep you could take yourself outside of your body and start observing yourself throughout the day. What kind of feelings you're having, what kind of thoughts you're having, and what kind of beliefs are generating those thoughts. Be your own observer. And do not try to change anything. Do not try to change anything. End of the evening, you can sit and you can sit and think which one was a limiting one and which one was a good one, which served a purpose and which did not serve a purpose. Try to do this activity and bring all of this together, and you will see that when we start having these positive emotions, positive feelings, positive thoughts, automatically our automatically a lot of our health ailments start going away, because we start releasing the chemicals which will help us increase our health as well. Now, in the Eastern philosophy, this is all from the Western philosophy. From the Eastern philosophy, it is also the work of chakras, right? The 7 chakras. And if all the 7 chakras, and later on, once you read all of this, you realize that everybody is talking about the same thing. And when we keep our chakras clean through the right thoughts, through the right beliefs, through the right emotions, all the blockages of the chakras go away, and that helps us. And each of these chakras are connected to certain organs in our body, specific organs in our body. So when the chakra is clear, the energy flow through our body is clear, then our body is also functioning at 200%. Yeah. So the emotions play a great role. The mindset plays a great role. Okay. Is this making sense? Okay, great, great. So this is something I wanted to share with you. And the